Hello everyone and welcome to our lovely little space, our humble abode as they would say. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yes it is. We are going to take you through all of our rooms, all of our dorms and our lair.
Yes, and we'll also take you to where the magic happens.
Hello, welcome to the podcast studio. This is my part of the video. I'm the, producer, deal with the back end of the podcast, and I decided what we were going to have in this room. So, running the podcast for the microphones, we've got the Rode pod mics, 4 of those on the desk, which all patch through into next door, which I'll show you in a minute. For the cameras, we've got these HDMI cables coming down from the ceiling, one here and one there. Plug the cameras in nicely, but those are all patched through into the desk next door as well. We've got a TV on the wall, which we can show things on throughout the podcast. We also use this room for meetings as well, so we've got a Facebook portal camera, so we can do our Zoom calls and everything on there. Got all this lovely soundproofing on the walls and in the corners and everything. And yes, as you can see, we've got a nice window there. And if we go through to the next room, this is our storage room, but also the room where we live mix and record the podcast. So powering all the audio for the podcast, we have the Rode Rodecaster Pro, and we also have the Blackmagic A10 Mini Pro. So with the Blackmagic, this is a 4-camera HDMI switcher. So as one feed, you can see here, we've got the same signal as the TV. So anything that gets pulled up during the podcast is also then on the video feed, and then everything for the audio goes through here.
Thank you, Joss. Yes, so this is the storage room. This is where we keep all of our kit and keep it locked away for shoots and stuff. We've got this nice workbench here, which is really good for building all of our setups. If we're trying to balance a gimbal or something like that, it's really good to have a flat surface that we can work off. Here, we've got our big daddy camera. This is the C200 with the 24-105 lens on it. We're shooting this on the C70 with 16-35. We've got an array of lenses and things in this big Dave case. And yeah, this is really where we can create all of the things that we need to film the films that we film. Yeah. This, we have the C100, which is our third angle for the Through the Window podcast. And it's good because it gives a really nice shot through the window. So obviously with all of these devices and all of these things, requiring power, it means that we need to be on top of charging as much as possible. So Ben thought this contraption up, which is a bit Casey Neistat-esque, but it works really, really well, and it helps us to keep track of what's been charged, what hasn't been charged, what needs charging. And yeah, just keeps everything neat and tidy, packed away nicely. It's just a nice bit of organised chaos where we keep all of our equipment. And if you come through with me, we'll show you where the equipment ends up once we've built it out.
Hello, welcome to the studio. This is what is it, about 80% of the space, would we say? About 70% of the space. This is where a lot of the kind of shoots and stuff happen. Like Joss is magically sat here. Let me take a photo of you here, Joss, please. Thank you so much, Joss. Yes, so as you can see, Joss is posing on our lovely white infinite backdrop. It is a cove, and it took quite a while to build it. Our lovely friend Matt Cole was the builder and the designer of it. We just knew that we wanted this thing to come in here, and he made it happen, which is quite impressive. We've also got a nice little relaxed area that comes with complimentary chocolate. Isn't that right, Ben?
Yes it is.
So for me, when it comes to shooting on this backdrop, it's given us so many more options than anything that we've ever had before. Before that, we were kind of shooting products and stuff on a table in our tiny little bedroom office, whereas now we've got a purely dedicated space to the whole thing, which is great. So yeah, I think that's all from me. I think it's time to go inside the office where Ben will greet you. So yeah, over to you, Ben.
Good morning and welcome to the place where the real magic happens, i.e. my work, Dan's work, Joss's work and Max's work. Dan, what are these made out of again?
These are birchwood ply.
These are 2 birchwood ply tables made by our good friends Will and Ben from Grain Carpentry. Come here, quickly. You still get that nice woody smell from these tables, and that's really the reason we invested in them. The legs though, old as a dairy farm. Over here, this is where Joss sits, you just saw in the studio. Joss is always doing editing and other fun things here. Max, who's currently filming, sits there. This is an addiction that we've recently started since Max joined, so you could argue the fault lies with him and him alone. This is where the big creative director sits, where some work gets done really, and then Excel spreadsheets, emails on this laptop here. Anyway, and also above me is a 60 terabyte NAS server, which has RAID backup 5 technologies and also syncs everything to our Google Cloud. So every single computer in the office has full access to almost all of the shoots we've ever done ever, and all of the shoots we will ever do ever. So everyone in the creative industry here uses the 27-inch iMacs. Dan's got the top of the range one. These ones are just the normal, I think like £1,500, and we upgraded the RAM to like 32 or 36 gig of RAM in them, just to assist when it comes to like exporting, editing 4K footage, etc. But the graphics cards and the SSDs and everything that comes with them are brilliant. In terms of storage, like I said, we use the NAS up there, so we don't have to go too big on that. And as you can see, Max has a really sexy black and white keyboard. This is a Keychron K12 and a Logitech Edgemaster. So you might be thinking, what benefits did this really bring to the company? Well, we started to get loads of studio work coming through the door, and we had no studio to utilize. So now we've built this, we can actually sell this and pitch this and rent this or lease this to clients. Arguably as well, our podcast was growing, and we wanted to start offering the solutions of hiring out the podcast space to clients like we do with this space. Storage room, if you're in the industry, you need storage. Kit is big, it's expensive, it needs to be protected, hence the cage. And then we also wanted a big office space where we could actually sit around tables, curate ideas together, and kind of have more of a good bantery environment. And then the kitchen was just a nice little plus, people can have coffees.
Thanks for joining us on the office tour. We have loved having you here, GQ. Thanks for joining us. GQ, right? That was who these guys are.
Yeah, it's a magazine of sorts.
Vogue or GQ, isn't it?
Dr.
Yeah.
Porter.
So yeah, hopefully sometime soon you'll pop round for a little beer. Pop your head in, have a little brewski. Join us.
Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, cheers, yes.
Is that right?